Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you're looking for something that's going to be pretty easy to load and unload on the back of your 2020 Hyundai Palisade, then the Swagman Okanagan Bike Rack might be the one for you. So let's check it out. The reason why I say this is great for loading and unloading your bikes is going to be because of the design. This is kind of in a U shape. So let's say you've already unloaded one bike. You can move that arm out of your way, step in here so it's a little bit closer so you can remove your bike. This is also going to double for when you need to tilt your bike away too. So you're going to have two positions you can tilt this away from, or start from this position right here. All I have to do is grab the side of the carrier, put my foot under here and press this pedal, and this is going to tilt down now. That's a pretty good tilt away, and that's partly going to be due to this rack's weight capacity. That's going to be at 45 pounds per bike, holding up the two of them. So this won't be recommended to use with your really heavy e-bikes. But a reason why you might want to put it in this position is to gain access to your hatch. So maybe you got some groceries, your bike's in the way though, tilting the back is going to allow you to really access this area. Or if you want to get ready for your bike ride, tie your shoes, or even grab your helmet, you're going to have that ability. This is going to give us plenty of clearance in between our bike and vehicle, so at no point should this make contact with the back of your car. Now we do have a road bike on today, and the handlebars are going to be a little bit more narrow, but even if you have a pretty large mountain bike with large handlebars, that shouldn't make contact either. Now if we want to take a closer look at this rack, I'm going to have to remove my bike. So like I said earlier, I'm going to just lift up on this arm. Since we only have one bike on here, I'm going to start with the strap. Now, one of the downsides to this design I found is if you have these real slim tires, like we have a kind of a gap underneath here, so it's not doing the best job at holding this into place. So I'd definitely watch out for that. Still going to be secure, it just might move a little bit on you. And then I like to move over to the front side, just release this ratcheting hook. Since we're not making any contact with the frame, this is great for those alternative, carbon, or even bikes with a really nice paint job. And once you're done with that, you can take it off and take it for a ride. With your bike off, I'd recommend just putting these arms down. You don't want to drive around like that. And now we get a few measurements. The first one I'm going to get is going to be the overall distance it sticks out, which is going to be about 38 inches, which isn't too bad. It does stick out a little bit, but what we get out of that is that little distance in between our bike and our vehicle. Now, I'd really think about this if you're in a really tight spot, like a parking spot. Next up, we get the ground clearance. And we actually get really good ground clearance with this. This is going to be 23 inches. This will have a secondary position where you can fold up. Now, like I said earlier, we can use that foot pedal to adjust this too, but we have a second option. And the second option is going to be using this lever. Really easy to use. I like it, especially since we do have that gap in between our carrier. It's really easy to walk over here. I just pull up, push on it, until it ratchets into place. And now I get the overall distance it sticks out, which is going to be about 9 inches. So that's going to save you a ton of room. As far as how it's sitting back here, it's doing a really good job, and that is because of the design of the carrier. Since we have that U shape, we're actually saving a lot of room for our license plate, so that's still visible, and you can still use your backup camera. Now your taillights might get a little bit of obstruction, but you should still be able to use them, and our back window won't be blocked either. And the way this is going to install is we're going to have an 1.25" shank with a 2-inch sleeve adapter. That's going to allow it to work with these 2-inch receivers. If you took off that adapter, this would work with your 1.25" receivers as well. Then we're going to have an anti-rattle bolt that comes through and connects to a safety clip. And what that anti-rattle bolt is doing is just preventing any movement from our shank. Now we're going to have a secondary one on the bottom too, and this one is to prevent up and down movement. If you don't like that, another rack I would recommend checking out would be the Kuat Transfer V2 Bike Rack. What's really nice is it's going to have the same style as this. It's going to have this U shape to it, but it's going to have a more stable anti-rattle device to it, so you don't have to worry about any bolts sticking into your hitch and scratching it up. And what I do like about that is the construction is going to be a little bit better overall because it's all going to be made out of metal. Unlike this one, we do have some plastic bits to this, and it doesn't make it feel as premium. But what this has over that is it has a better tilt-away. And really that can go a long way sometimes, because what can happen is if you really need access to your hatch, you're probably going to have to take off your bike if you have the Kua bike rack. With this one, you don't have to worry about that because we have plenty of space. But that's just a look at the Swagman Okanagan Bike Rack on the back of our 2020 Hyundai Palisade. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.